This entire system that we live in is ran by magicians, and they literally operate in every aspect of our lives. So I'll be giving the signs and symbols on how to identify these magicians. Yo, this video will be very long, so if you want to watch the full video, it will be on my YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? Magic is a practice where an individual or group of people use symbols, sounds, visualization, and rituals to manipulate the forces of nature to act upon their will. According to mainstream information, it is separate from science and religion. The etymology of the word magic comes from the old Persian word magus or magu. The different types of magic includes incantation, which is when words are used to cast a magical spell. Necromancy is the practice of communicating with people who have passed away. Astrology is the study of celestial bodies and how they can positively or negatively impact the life of all biological species on our planet. And witchcraft is a practice of magic rituals connected to either nature, the ancestors, or the cycles of the moon. And based on my personal research, here are the top 5 countries who have a PhD in witchcraft. Number 5 is South Africa, with Limpopo being the headquarters. Number 4 is Malawi. Number 3 is Mozambique. Number 2 is Zimbabwe. Hey, Zimbabwe is very dangerous. And then the number 1 answer, I'm sure you guys are already laughing because you already know the answer. The number 1 people in Africa that perform witchcraft, yeah, you guys already know the answer. It is the one and only Nigeria. These people have a PhD, doctorate in witchcraft. They do not play in this game at all. You must be very careful with Nigerians, oh. And for my Nigerian brothers and sisters, please do not take it personal at all, But truth must be told. I'll also give the top 5 countries in Europe, Asia, and the Americas who are heavy into witchcraft. And what I find interesting is that the top 5 countries who have a PhD in witchcraft, 3 of these countries have in common, which is SA, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. South Africa has Venda and Tsonga people. Zimbabweans have Ndao people who speak Chindao. And Mozambicans have Shangane people. And these particular Bantu groups share a common ancestor. That is why their languages are similar to one another. So I'm sure their ancestors is what gave them the knowledge of high magic. Now how do we identify someone who practices magic? It's first of all with the type of clothing they wear, the jewelry, talismans, charms, and so on. Some people also practice witchcraft unknowingly. And these are people who wear certain talismans such as the evil eye, they practice yoga, they burn sage, they practice tarot, they sleep with crystals under their bed, and so on. And they may say, no, just because I do yoga doesn't mean I'm a witch. But yoga is a spiritual practice that when you do it, you're trying to look deformed, so it's spiritual. And when you burn sage, you're actually inviting entities who are attracted to that scent. But you being ignorant, you don't think that it is spiritual. You should always do your background research before engaging in all types of spiritual practices. Like always do your research, because you can unknowingly become a witch and cast spells on yourself or other people. And lastly, how to know if certain companies are ran by magicians is by their logos and the owners of that corporation or company. And majority of these companies are owned by Freemasons and Eastern Stars, who are heavy into magic. Because if you look at the typical outfit of a magician, what does he or she wear? They wear a top hat and a white glove, just like the Grand Master, who wears a top hat and white gloves. And you should already know the people who made Tabeling were magicians, because even the intro showed a top hat and a magic wand. And do you know where magicians get their powers from? They get it from genies. And who was the main presenter of Tabeling? What was her name? Yeah, Genie D. Coincidence? Ah, hell nah. And the 3 most common colors magicians wear is white, red, and black. And white, red, and black is the 3 primary colors of Satanism. So there is a connection, yo. And Freemasons are not the only secret societies who are wizards like the leader of the KKK. But other secret societies have bigger warlocks, such as the Illuminati, Rosicrucians, Skull and Bones, OTO, the Brotherhood of the Snake, the Vril Societies, Greek fraternities, and so on. Now let us go over some clothing companies and see which one of them are into the dark arts through their symbols and sigils. And sigils are nothing more than magical symbols used to conjure angels, spirit, or demons. So y'all gotta stop supporting these people who practice chaos magic. Nike was founded in 1964 by Phil Knight and Bill Boorman. It was later rebranded in 1971 and they adopted the swoosh symbol, which actually symbolizes the wings of the Greek goddess of victory called Nike. And some say the symbol of Nike symbolizes the rings of Saturn, and that is why she holds the large crown rings on her hand. But actually symbolizes her wings, not the rings of Saturn. Gucci was founded in 1921 by Guccio Gucci, and the sigil that they use is a Vesica Pisces, which symbolizes the yoni. And Chanel, founded by Coco in 1910, also uses this symbol as their logo. So both Chanel and Gucci is nothing but the coochie. Versace was founded in 1978 by Gianni Versace, and their logo is a deity by the name of Medusa. Like, come on, these people are showing you who they serving. Like, why would you want to put an evil deity as your logo? This is because this deity is what gives them money. And y'all know that Medusa would turn people into stone. Some say that this story was literal, but some say this story was metaphorical. Meaning when someone came across Medusa, like the way she was so ugly and scary looking, like, They will literally freeze if they stared at her because of how terrifying she looks. Have you ever been so scared that you froze? Yeah, if you came across Medusa you wouldn't move you would have so much fear you would just stand still. That's what they meant. And Levi was founded in 1853 by Levi Strauss. Now what is an anagram of Levi? It's evil, right? And what was the surname of the guy who threw the Baphomet? Levi. And when it came to bloodshed, which tribe of Israel was so bloodthirsty? It was the Levi priesthood, which Aaron was a part of. And the book of, listen, Leviticus or Leviticus was so bloody, yes sis. That is why their logo is red, symbolizing the blood, and the entity that they serve is obviously Leviathan. Now what exactly is the chain of Ra or the chain of the sun? The chain of Ra is a necklace usually gold with a sun disk, and we mostly see it being worn by hip-hop people and spiritual leaders, or leaders in general, like Shesh Bazaar, who became in charge of Yaqub's project. He was a leader and he is wearing that chain. Fuqur, who is the leader of the Tunakiels, has this chain. Sinclair, who is the leader of the Tuwanis, has this chain. Anton LaVey, who founded and led the Church of Satan, wore this chain. Michael, who is the leader of the angels, also wore this chain, and so on. And when it comes to positive reasons for wearing this chain or wearing this device, it's because it is actually advanced technology, which is designed to fix irregular heartbeats to keep your torus field stable and has other numerous purposes as well. But when it comes to nefarious reasons, this device is designed to capture and entrap souls. What is the sun called in Latin? A soul. So how the chain of the soul captures souls is by getting an individual or individuals to open up their physical body and get their soul exposed. Let me give y'all an example. Let's say your physical body is like a cell phone cover and your battery is like the soul. When your cell phone cover is gone, your battery is exposed, meaning people can steal it easily. Meaning when the physical body releases a neurotransmitter hormone by the name of dopamine, it causes your physical body to open up and gets your spirit and soul exposed. Like, I'm not joking. Dopamine is a gateway to snatch your soul or spirit. So the dopamine from drugs gets you high. Once you're high, your vessel is opened. Alcohol gets you drunk. Once you're drunk, your vessel is opened. Sex causes an orgasm, which once again opens your vessel. Even arguing and cheering releases dopamine. So it is at this state of bliss when entities can either enter your physical body or they can snatch your soul. So people snatch souls through this necklace, and the best way to snatch souls is when having sex. So the ritual works when the person you're having sex with has an orgasm. If he or she doesn't have an orgasm, that ritual won't work and you won't be able to snatch that soul, because orgasm causes your physical body to open up and get the spirit and soul exposed. And then this chain, it has like a magnet, a soul magnet, which once that person is at a state of bliss, then that magnet will pull the soul towards it and then trap it. That's how it works. And this is what gives them power. I mean, listen to what this dude says.
Walking into it, I open the door and I see the most beautifulest woman I've ever seen in my life. She was petite, blonde hair, she was wearing a red dress, and she had chains. She had like 10 gold chains that were radiating. And I was in awe. I was like, oh, this woman is so beautiful. And she had her back toward, started laughing, and she was like, we don't even have to do anything because you guys are killing yourselves. You guys are killing your soul yourself. And she started laughing, and as she started laughing, the chain started radiating more and more and more. And she said, every time you fall into these desires, into lust, you make us stronger on our side. And that's when I woke up and I hit my knees and I started praying. I was like, God, I'm so sorry. I repent. I rebuke lust. I rebuke all of this. I rebuke pornography. Like, help me get out of this.
You heard emotion is what gave this lady power through her chain, and her chain was glowing. So ladies and gentlemen, if the person you're about to have sex with refuses to take off their necklace or jewelry during sex, y'all already know what's up. By the way, if someone wears this chain, that doesn't mean that they're in a cult. A lot of people wear this as fashion and don't know what it means. I mean, I even have a chain like this, and I've had this chain for a very long time, way before I knew what it meant. Let us now go to the health industry. First of all, did you know the etymology of the word pharmacy comes from the Greek word pharmakon, and it relates to a magician or a sorcerer. So it's in the name, it's not a conspiracy theory. When we analyze the logo for most hospitals, they have a red cross, which symbolizes the Masonic order of the Emperor Constantine. And this order is called the Order of the Red Cross of Constantine. This red cross also symbolizes the Knights Templars. The rod of Asclepius is a single snake wrapped around the staff, which is symbolic to Asclepius, who was the Greek god of healing. And another symbol which is widely used in the health industry is the caduceus, which is two snakes wrapped around the staff. And these symbols can be found on an ambulance, the uniform of the staff, hospital logos, and so on. School is a place where we send our children to be educated, but some schools have different agents to scout and recruit members to become a part of their secret organization, and they usually look for students who are good at sports, chess, and academically, and these agents may be either students or teachers. And how is it that a young student can be a part of a secret society? Well, have you ever heard of the Timolay? If you haven't, it is a secret society for children and teenagers from 9 to 25 years old, and it was founded in 1919 by Freemasons, and it is named after the last Grand Master of the Knights Templars, called Jacques de Molay. And look at their badge, it got a crescent moon and star. And in the secret societies, they teach children how to be magicians. And this is where children of most celebrities become a part of. And then when they become of age, they become a Freemason. Since the DeMolay is only for young men, there is also a Freemasonic organization for young women too, which is called the Rainbow Girls and Jobs Daughters. So these students and teachers are undercover agents at schools who are there to either recruit or steal the children's destiny. So as a parent, you need to be aware of the type of schools you send your children to, because even after high school, when I went to learn in a higher institution, like I become friends with some other nigga, nah. Like this nigga's a cheese boy, like he has 3 cars. Like this nigga was big balling, not just ordinary cars, like expensive cars. So yeah, 8 months go by, now we chilling, now we having a conversation about like McDonald's. So I'm telling him, hey bro, like McDonald's has human meat, blah blah blah, that's why I don't eat McDonald's and all that shit. He was like, hey, I've noticed you like a lot of knowledge, nah. And I was like, have you ever heard of the Freemasons? I was like, yeah, I've heard of that group. What's up? And then he proceeded to tell me that his pops, uncle, and his uncle's children, who are his cousins, and himself is a Freemason. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, bruh. He was like, if you want real knowledge, why don't you just become a Freemason? I was like, huh? What you talking about, bruh? And then he proceeded to tell me where his lodge was. I'm not gonna give the actual location, but for sake of conversation, I'm gonna say it was by Alberton. So I was like, yeah, bruh, I can just talk to my father or uncle to like give you an invitation over there. But then I declined because I had this question in my head, like, this nigga, like, he's a cheese boy, he's driving 3 whips. So I'm like, why is this nigga depressed? Because this nigga used to smoke cigarettes like every break time. Like there was not even one break time where he never smoked cigarettes. I'm like, this nigga's too depressed. Like, what's up? Like, this nigga's rich. So I'm like, I'm sure he probably saw something traumatic over there in the Freemasonic lodges. And when I declined, his face became bitter. Like after that, he became like salty towards me, because I'm sure in his mind he was like, how can someone decline an invitation to become a Freemason? Like, it's not everyone who becomes a Freemason. Like, one black ball is chai. It's not easy becoming a part of the brotherhood. So he had that face like, this nigga missed an opportunity. And even the way he said, yo, the way you like so much knowledge, the brotherhood would like you. I won't lie, that sounded suspect to me. Like me as in because I like knowledge or on some fruity shit. So that sounded suspect. Like they try to recruit me, You must listen, these people are everywhere. So how you know schools have Freemasonic origins is by their logo and by their names. Like some of their logo will have a Freemasonic handshake and some of them will have a red cross symbol, such as St. John's. Like it's obvious that school is ran by Freemasons, because there is even a Freemasonic order called the Order of Knights of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem. Like come on. And they both have the equal cross symbol. So y'all shouldn't doubt the rumors about Oprah School sexually abusing the girls over there or forcefully initiating them into secret societies. Because trust me, I've seen some wild shit. And if you don't think Freemasonry has nothing to do with schools, what happens when you finish school? You graduate. And the etymology of the word graduate comes from the Latin word gradus, meaning to take a degree, as in first degree, third degree, 32nd degree, 97 degrees, and so on. Y'all know what's up. And what do you wear when you graduate? You wear a robe and a motorboard. And a motorboard is nothing but a fez with a flat top, and it has a tassel just like a fez. And Freemasons who are known to wear a fez are the Shriners. So the reason why this cap is called a motorboard is because it resembles the flat board used by who? By the Masons to hold mortar. When it comes to the transportation industry, the owners who are part of a coven get their wealth from the blood of the people who have been killed in an accident. Now, not all transport accidents which occurs are rituals, but majority of them are, especially on certain events like Easter, Christmas, Black Friday, and so on. And not every owner of transportations are into magic. The one who practices dark arts, it's easy to identify them, because the way these contracts work is, let's say every 3, 6, or 9 years, the entity responsible for keeping your business booming will need a blood sacrifice at a particular spot, time, and celestial event. So how we can identify these companies who are into rituals is, let's say Greyhound has an accident every 2 or 3 years. Not only that, but if that accident happens at a specific time or at an energetic point of the zodiacs or on a full moon or other cycles of the moon or planetary alignments or retrogrades, then it is a straight up sacrifice. And not only the bus industry, but the taxi, train, ships, and plane industries too. So if you want to know if a blood ritual occurred, look at the date in which the accident happened. Was it a full moon? Did a celestial event occur? What time did it happen? Was it at one of the energetic grids of the planet? And so on. You should ask yourselves these questions like, why every 8 months or 3 years or whatever years this company has an accident? Look for patterns. There will always be patterns. That's how you know that a sacrifice happened. It will either happen every 2 years or 1 year. And look if a full moon occurred or any other celestial events occurred.
We also have a church, our own big church, and we use it for sex, eating baby, drinking baby's blood, we sacrifice the baby, we do sex to the babies, we throw when we're dancing with the skulls after the babies are dead.
What skulls?
The baby skulls.
From before?
Yeah, from before. We put it on.
Where did the baby skulls come from?
They come from the baby.
How do you get them from the baby?
We cut the baby's head off, then we clear all the meat from the skulls, and then we put all the meat and cook it. Sometimes we roast it, sometimes we roast it in the oven, sometimes we cook it on a frying pan.
You told me there's some restaurants.
Yeah, and there's some restaurants, and there's McDonald's in Hampstead, and East Finchley. And East Finchley is a swimming pool, and in East Finchley there's a swimming pool, and the whole East Finchley does it. The boss does it. Everybody does it.
That's what?
The sex, eating baby, and there's McDonald's in there, and they're also involved, and there's Starbucks inside, and they're also involved, and there's sweets shop in there.
Well, no, don't rush. You say McDonald's in Hampstead and Finchley Road,
Yes.
East Finchley.
Yes.
And you said Starbucks where? Which Starbucks?
Starbucks in Hampstead, and no, not in East Finchley, in Hampstead.
The food industry doesn't give two craps about your health, and they are feeding you slow poison, especially fast food industries. If you're still eating McDonald's in 2026, it's chai, I don't know what to say. It has already been proven that they found human DNA in the meat of McDonald's. So some of y'all are cannibals. And the ingredients which they use for making those fried chips are toxic chemicals. And the logo of McDonald's is a Maldekian's widow's peak, just like M&M. And M&M stands for Master Mason. The Starbucks logo is that of an evil mermaid. Oreo has a satanic sigil on it, known as the Leviathan Cross. And Rokomamas has an inverted 5-pointed star. Even gangs partake in magic when they spray graffiti on the walls, because spraying sigils like pitchforks on the walls can open a portal.
Pronounce it Aditio, Adatiel, and they say that this is the demon that walks the earth. Okay, so you can go to damn near 90% of gang signs and symbols, and them shits match the same shit that's in the demonic handbook. So who the fuck made this up, man, and brought this in the community and got niggas going crazy? Okay, let's keep it moving. Now this is some writing that was confiscated from some GDs and some Crips in a prison, right? Now look at this symbolism. Now nobody knows what this shit says except for people that's in the game. But if you take this paper and you sit this motherfucker next to the demonic alphabet and the symbol and the sigils that's used to summon demons, you will be surprised of how much of this shit they using. See, niggas, do y'all know what y'all doing? Niggas out here gay, do y'all niggas really know what y'all doing? Do y'all know where these motherfucking signs and symbols really come from that y'all niggas is using? Let's keep it moving. You see that pitchfork? That come right back over here to the demon that walks the earth. So y'all niggas is outside in the black community spray painting portals, because these are portals that demons come into this plane of existence. So you niggas is outside spraying satanic shit all throughout the community, and you wonder why the motherfucker's so goddamn evil.
I told you.
And when we look in the numbers gang, the 27th uses a symbol of 2 swords crossed facing a bulge and 7 stars, because some of these gang members worship the devil. Let me play a few clips for y'all.
In LA for devil worship.
Right.
Because that was a part of our code. You know, we became the devil worshipers, bro. Right. And I'm giving it to you with all honesty, because that was something that was part of my life, that in 1992, becoming the peace treaty advocate is what took me out of it.
Introduced me to some shit that was a little dark side, you know, it's a little evil. We was on some satanic worship shit. And I was actually doing that for about maybe 7-8 years. I was heavy into the satanic worship. My mom and my family thought I was crazy and shit, you know. I'm talking to the preachers left and right. Actually, is heaven open for niggas like me? And they can't even give me an answer.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I took off. The guy told me what to do, so I wrote these people in Texas, the devil church. They sent me a devil Bible. So I started taking the Bible, reading it and shit, and I started doing the shit on the floor with the candles and shit in it. So I got this dog one time. They said, get the dog feet and put it in the candle in the middle of the circle with the stars. So I shot the dog in the alley, cut his feet off with the little axe thing I had. And I took it and put the shit in the circle, and the homies laughed, and they like, look at this nigga burned out there. So I'm sitting there doing all of this satanic shit, and I'm putting curses on swans and hoovers and Broadways, and I'm doing this curses and shit. I'm up here doing all this shit, and the homies like, we on the streets in my mother's garage in the back. I mean, her shack, but she had a patio, and she let me turn the patio into a shack. So I'm in there doing all this shit and 6'6" stuff.
So you see, a lot of these gang members worship the devil, especially the Tammuz. Like the only Kiwi who I know who was into this shit was Lil Doc, but I can name so many Tammuz sets who worship the devil, such as the Devil Lanes, Bounty Hunter Bloods, and the FSBs, or Family Swan Bloods. Even the album cover of Banging on Wax has a Freemasonic chessboard. So I'm sure Ronnie Phillips was a Freemason, because I thought those brothers knew what the black and white flows meant. Also, the Abrahamic religions give veneration to the cube of Saturn. Christianity uses the symbol of the cross, which in sacred geometry is an open hexahedron. So stop hexing yourself. So when you close the net of this cross, it forms Saturn's cube. Islam glorifies the Kaaba, which is the black cube, and a small hat uses the six-pointed star, which is a hexahedron or Saturn's cube. Did you know the hemp beauty industry sells you wigs from Indians who perform the ritual where they put all their negative energy on their hair and then they shave their hair to get rid of their bad luck, and then you black women, you wear it and absorb all their negative energy and bad luck. And when small pieces of your nails falls to the ground, they put it in a plastic bag and then they take it to the witch doctor. Then from then the witch doctor analyzes which owner of this nail has a gift, and then they use your nails for rituals to get themselves rich. It sounds crazy, but hey, it's not. And in the male saloons, after cutting your hair, when they broom it, the ones who are wizards don't pack it up and throw it. They pack it and they keep it. Then they take it to the wizard so the wizard can analyze and see which owner of this hair has a bright future or good luck. Once they see which owner of the hair has good luck, then they take a chicken and slaughter it, and when the chicken's blood drips on your hair, then they do certain incantations to get a small portion of your luck. Like, I'm not joking, there's literally a market where they sell people's hair for rituals. Like, do you even know the etymology of the word barber? Barber comes from the Latin word barba, meaning beard, and it actually goes all the way back to the Berbers, who were originally from the Ottoman Turkish Empire, who colonized North Africa. And these Turks wore a fez with the crescent moon and star, which is on the Turkish flag. And this fez is like that of the Shriners, so you can see masonry is involved with this shit. These Berbers were then later called barbarians by the Romans, meaning the bearded ones, because majority of the males in Rome had a clean shave. But upon seeing this group of men who had very huge beards, they named them barbarians. So these Berbers who had Freemasonic ties became your barbers. That is why you'll see some barber shops has a Freemasonic chessboard on the floor. By the way, not all barbers are Freemasons, but if it has a chessboard floor, you already know what's up. They wanna take your hair and sell it to the dark market. And now you have to pay serious attention to the things I'm about to say, because this information is very, very important. Everything, person, and a place has a resonant frequency. So teleportation or opening a portal is done by matching the frequency of the person, place, or thing. Just like how Goku teleports using instant transmission by matching the energy or place they want to go to. So Earth has its own resonant frequency, right? Because it is a place. So if I'm on another planet, if I want to go back to Earth, I just have to match the frequency of the Earth, and then I'll get here. Well, guess what? Hell is a place, meaning hell also has a resonant frequency. So the portal to hell is open when you match its frequency. So stadiums are the #1 places used to steal people's souls, because underneath these stadiums, a ritual is performed where these people open a portal to hell. Once it is open, these demons from hell wait for certain individuals' physical bodies to open up through cheering and screaming. And when this dopamine is released from you enjoying seeing people fight or sing or playing some kind of sport, it leaves your spirit and soul exposed. Then from then they snatch your soul and then they take it to hell. And this is a huge problem, because now your angels or your ancestors will have to go to hell to try and collect your soul back. Because no, you want to see Chris Brown, or you want to see John Cena fighting, or you want to see Teko Modise playing Disky, bruh. Like, these celebrities are not your friends. And why is it that they always want the soul and not the spirit? Like, you'll never hear someone say, yo, I sold my spirit. They always say, I sold my soul. This is because you are the spirit. Like, you can't sell yourself, but you can sell your soul. You can live as a spiritual being, but you can also live without the soul. And the soul is the emotional, magnetic version of yourself. Because if you had to sell your spirit, or the demons had to snatch your spirit, like, you will literally die. You will die on the spot, because you as a spirit being is what makes your physical body animate. That is why they want the soul, not the spirit. So people who passed away at concerts got both their spirit and soul snatched. I mean, even when we analyze the logos of some sports clubs, they're straight up demonic. Let us take a look at one of SA's most famous clubs, Orlando Pirates. The logo is the exact same logo of the secret society called Skull and Bones, which can also symbolize the rising of Osiris. And the name Soccer Ball has the name of two deities, which is the Egyptian deity called Sokar and the Canaanite deity called Baal. That's why the Sokar Baal has the chemical structure of adrenochrome. And after me revealing all this information, there will be that dumb, stupid motherfucker saying, so what's wrong if these people worship these gods? Like, they don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, let me tell you what's wrong with worshipping all these psychopathic deities, whether it be a Greek, Hindu, or whatever god. These Greek deities were into some demonic practices. Like, they would literally sodomize themselves, they would sodomize kids, like they would even perform like bloody sacrifices. Even the initiation of these Greek fraternities involves some disgusting acts, like, look, passing an egg using your mouth to someone else's mouth. Some rituals include the new initiate eating a sandwich, which has the spirit of all the girls in that society. And the higher you climb up the ladder, the more disgusting the ritual gets. I mean, just imagine you as a man getting sodomized by a bunch of men and then allowing all those men semen on your face. The fact that these secret societies need men or women to break their womanhood or manhood is fucked up. Why does someone have to lose their morality, dignity, just for knowledge or money? That's bad. So this information is important because these people who practice these things are our government, police, teachers, principals, doctors, celebrities, owners of large restaurants, and so on. Like, they're everywhere. Like me, I won't take my lighty to a school which is ran by Freemasons. Like, I can't eat at a fast food restaurant. I can't wear clothes which is named after Greek gods and has Greek sigils. So let's support our own. If your friend has a clothing brand, buy from them. They don't use evil symbols. If you're sick and you want to get healed, let's buy from our own people, such as Yaki Awaken, Katie the Arch Degree, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Layla Africa, Dr. Delbel Blair, and so on. Like, let's support our own people who have the best intention for us. So my people, please share this video because people need to know this knowledge. They need to know what's going on. Share this video with your family, friends, and even strangers. When you see a stranger, say hello stranger. You have to watch this video by Ted. It is very informative. And please don't forget to subscribe.